Good morning, good morning, good morning. How you doing, YouTubers? Hey, listen, this is Leo living in the Philippines, living beyond my dreams. And I have the latest chismes on lockdown, community enhanced quarantine procedures, and all that good stuff. Let's see, it is April 13th, approximately 11 a.m. It's a lot of gossip going around. Chismes, in other words. I want to get right at this. The source that I heard this information from is a guy, an owner of a real estate company that is a part of a really big group of businessmen here in the Philippines. And, of course, significantly, they deal with tourism and real estate and foreigners and that kind of thing, right? So this is the chismes. This is what's going down. You heard it from me first. Hopefully it'll pan out to be true, because then, I can take all the credit for it. But the news is not good for the enhanced lockdown quarantine procedures for the Philippines. Not all the way good. Let's put it that way. What they're talking about doing now in the next couple of weeks is they're going to ease their way out of what we have now, as in basically almost a total lockdown. People are locked down to the barangay, which is the borough within the cities. All that's going to be lifted a little bit at a time over the next 2-3 weeks. And they are going to open certain businesses. Certain businesses will be allowed to reopen. Public transportation is going to reopen. The trikes and the jeepneys are going to go back to work. Naturally, all your restaurants and food service places are going to go back, and you'll be able to actually sit in there and have a meal. However, this is key. They will remain with the social distancing and mandatory mask and social distancing will remain in place. Also, establishments that is virtually impossible to control social distancing and masses will not open for at least 6 months. So your bars and your clubs in particular will continually be shut down for an additional 6 months. Some of the hotels that shut down, they'll open back up. Some of them will go out of business naturally, because if the bars and the clubs are closed, I don't know what the percentage is, but I would imagine something like 70% of the business is not going to be here. Liquor stores, everything else is going to open back up and it's going to run. But just like you stand outside now with your meter apart, and they only allow certain people into the store at a time to keep the social distancing, that is going to continue during that next 6 months. The time frame is being kicked around somewhere in November or December before you will see anything like a cancellation of the enhanced quarantine measures when it comes to social distancing and mandatory masks. The travel ban also will be lifted. And what they're talking about doing is lifting the travel ban for necessity travels. If you got an airplane ticket in Manila and you have to leave here, you can go and they'll let you into Manila because you'll have your proof that you got a plane flying out of there. Or something like my situation where I need to get through Manila to the other side, I would have to show my Airbnb or your hotel reservations or whatever you may have that shows that you have business going through or going in and out of different cities. So they will loosen up some of the travel ban restrictions. If you just go in places, other cities, to sightsee, to visit, aunts and uncles or family members, you're going to need to get a pass. You're going to need to get to the barangay. You're going to need to tell them, I'm going to wherever to see whoever, provide them with the necessary information and have that with you while you travel. So the travel ban will be in place, but it will have less stringent requirements. So we're in this for the long haul. People, if you're planning on coming to the Philippines or you want to come to the Philippines this summer, you need to just, get your information, stay online, get your information, make sure that you're aware of the travel restrictions and stuff like that. Because right now, you can't even fly into the Philippines. I'm quite sure that they'll probably have some sort of requirements, as in, if you come to the Philippines, you got to spend your first 2 weeks in quarantine before you can go anywhere else. So as soon as you come in Manila, they're going to put you in quarantine. That's all a guess. I didn't hear that. That's a guess from me. But we're in this for the long haul, and it's just a way of life. You know, for the next 6 months, 7 months, and in some places, you might as well just say for the next year, the way of life is going to be a lot different even after lockdown than it was before. The only way I can say it is, like Americans, before 9/11, how you used to go and get on an airplane, how you used to travel around the country or to other countries. 9/11 changed that. Yes, we're used to the screening and stuff like that now, but 9/11 changed that. And 2020 Corona is going to do the same thing. It's going to change our norms, and we're just going to have to get used to it. So if you're planning on coming here to the Philippines, if you're already here and you don't know how long, you're trying to wait it out, the party scene that you're used to, you can kiss that goodbye. 6 months or more. I would imagine other things like amusement parks and stuff like that. Same thing. Any place where you have mass gatherings of tourists and people, it ain't happening. They're talking November, December time frame before they will discuss going back into that. And I heard from another blogger a few times, a few weeks ago, a few months ago. He's always said that there are certain powers that be in the Philippines that want to shut down Phil's Avenue. I don't know if it's just Phil's Avenue or they want to shut down the tourism business for bar girls and what have you. If that's true, this is probably the best way to do it. This is probably the best way, the easiest way to test it out and see just how much revenue is lost and see how things can work without it before just mixing it all together. And from what I heard, again, gossip, chismis, just like other societies, just like other governments, there is a line between the economy opening up and generating revenue versus the revenue that will be lost by the medical community on the cases of coronavirus. And here they have decided that the club and bar revenue is just not enough to cover the possibility that this coronavirus could spread or could be spreading through those businesses. I would be shocked to see them close the casinos. And a casino, I know, they're going to have to readjust the machines, the way the machines are, put the machines further apart. I don't know how they could do it, but I think it's workable with the social distancing in casinos. I think that's workable. I'm quite sure they'll try to make it workable, but if not, shut the casinos down for 6 months. The way of life, the normal way of life, is just, it's going to change. So take it here, or somewhere else, no matter where you go, no matter what country you go to, I'm quite sure they're going to be implementing some of the same things for the next 6 months or so. So even if we're not locked down, get into your hobby. Find something else to do. Just get used to being isolated a little bit more than you would be. And I think personally our society will be better after this. This pandemic has, I believe, forced the human race to be better. How better, how soon we're going to be better, I don't know. But we're going to come out on the other side of this, and as a race, those who survive and are still here, and I'm not saying I'm going to be here or anything, but I think that our society will be better for this. Well, I just want to shoot that out there real quick before the word got out and got around. I want to be the first to say it. 6 months. 6 months of lockdown for the bars and clubs. And for those of you who don't go to the bars and clubs, it'll be almost back to normal, just your social distancing and continued mandatory masks. So good luck, everyone. Be safe. Stay clean. And treat others how you want to be treated. Be optimist. The glass is half full. You know, that's a lot healthier than being negative about things. So take care. If you're watching this video, if someone told you to watch this video, I know I don't have a lot of videos going up right now, but as soon as the supply lines, the delivery lines of Lazada, which is the equivalent of Amazon over here in the Philippines, or Amazon, whenever they get back online, I can get my equipment, and you will be seeing a lot more videos with good content from a new vlogger. And it won't be all polished up and a whole bunch of sensational stuff. It'll just be, you know, everyday kind of things here. And if it's sensational to you because you never seen anything like that, then that's why I'm going to be posting it. So go ahead and hit subscribe, and hopefully I'll be bringing some more good content soon. Peace.